This next one I'm about to bring up, man, the Italian Stallion. This is my guy, man. He's been rocking for years, man. Love him to death. I want y'all to make some noise, y'all. Start clapping right now. Start clapping right now for my guy, Mr. Rocco Stowe, y'all.
Yeah, no music or nothing. I don't get shit. You guys hear me? Check 1, check 2. That's it? That's the music? That's fucked up. Round of applause for all the comedians tonight. Round of applause. Carlos putting this shit together. Nichelle putting this shit together. Give it up for all the comedians you saw. Give yourself a round of applause for coming out, supporting this beautiful event tonight. Give it up to Guy texting. He don't give a fuck. Give it up for Dell singing, for real. Really singing. No auto-tune. You remember pre-auto-tune? You remember that? Back in the day. Remember that? I miss that, man. This pandemic got me reflecting. You guys are reflecting about how things were used to be? I miss that. I miss old school shit. Like, remember DJs? Remember when you were a DJ? You were like a musician. You used to have to transform, spin, blend, bring all your records. You were a secretary, a storage person. Now, if you're a DJ, you play other people's music. You put it on a computer, then you say your name every 5 seconds. You ever see that? DJ Khaled. You ever see that? DJ Khaled. DJ Khaled. I know your name, dude. I bought the ticket to come see you. DJ Khaled. I know your name. It just blew up behind you on fire. I know your name. Imagine if I did that after every joke. Comedian Rocco, right? Comedian Rocco. You'd be like, what's wrong with this guy? Has he got ADD or something? What's wrong with him? Is he... I miss that. And then they start doing inspirational messages. You ever hear the DJ try to give you life messages over the mic and you're all fucked up, high, shit, you know what I mean? They say shit. I was in Vegas and DJ Khaled gets on the mic. He's like, DJ Khaled, if you got over $1,000 in your bank account, make some noise. That's not a lot of money, dude. You know what I'm saying? Rent is $1,600, you know? We're not even paying bills. Then he said something to make me rethink my existence on this planet. You ever question your life at the club? You ever just question? He's like, give it up to my ladies that got their shoes on. Where the fuck am I? Where am I? Cambodia? Where the fuck am I? Thanks, DJ, get my life together. I miss old school shit at the club. You got to buy a bottle. That's it. You just buy a bottle and you get in this weird chamber. And you're like the creepy guy. Come to my table. Come to my table. Let me let my chest hair drip on you, right? You used to have to dance if you wanted the girl. I used to practice dance moves. I used to watch Yo MTV Raps, Fab Five Freddy. Remember that? Dr. Dre. And I would practice dance moves for 2 hours before I even hit the club. Prepared. Now the girls, they just start grinding their ass on you, which is very disrespectful. You know what I mean? Some of them don't have panties on. Isn't that weird? They don't have panties. You got snail trails on your thighs. Like, I don't know you. Have you been tested? Like, I think I got some, you know what I mean? And they do the twerking thing. I call it the double dribble, when they're just kind of like. I don't know how to dance to the double dribble. So you know what I did? I came 3 times, bought myself a drink, went home. You should have held out first. Should have got the number. You would have got Denny's. I miss old school shit, man. I miss going back in the day. Miss it, man. Everybody's asking me if I was going to the protest. I was like, look, man, I was married to a black woman in the 90s. I've been protesting for 25 years. You know what I'm saying? Love black women. Can't afford them. Too expensive. Go broke dating a black woman because they fancy, huh? They need a nail done, hair did, everything did. Hair did, nail did, everything did. Hair did and hair done is a whole different ball game. Hair done, $75. Hair did, $450. Hair did, $450. $450 for the hair did. I should have known. I should have asked my ex-wife to marry her. First time we went out to dinner. I don't know if you ever experienced this. First time ever out with a black woman. She started ordering food from motherfuckers that weren't even there. That ever happened to you? Yeah, my mama, we gonna get her a steak. My brother, get him a steak. My cousin, he ain't really my cousin. We gonna get him a steak. My 3 kids, steak. Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike. New Edition? New Edition is at your house. New Edition is at your house. Let me see the phone. Let me see. Oh, my God, Ralph Tresvant there. Mama told me one day it was gonna happen, but she never told me. DJ Khaled. Comedian Rocco. Miss that, man. I miss the old school shit, man. Back in the day. Yep. I got a lot of tattoos. I cover them up. I don't like talk. I used to have tattoos, right? People would be afraid to talk to you, like, oh, he's kind of wild. Now it's a conversation piece. People start talking to you. In Whole Foods, look, I just want to get my 6 apples and get the fuck out. People start asking you questions. What's the story? It's always a white lady. They're so like, what do they mean? They mean that I'm hurting inside. You got like 2 hours to listen to my childhood anger about how my dad beat me. Then she goes, what are you going to do when you're 90? I don't know. Try to breathe. Fucking 90 is old. I just shit my pants 8 times. I'm not going to be like, these tattoos. What was I thinking? All the wasted years. But if you got tattoos, you got to watch where you get them, right? You got anything? Miss, you got any tats? You got to watch. No, good for you. That's a good Christian right there. Round of applause. No fucking tats. Because I know a girl in my neighborhood, she got a tattoo, right? Of a butterfly on her stomach. Got pregnant. 9 months later, looked like a bat and shit. Fucking. Guys, too, don't laugh, right? We got to watch, too. Because my boy, he was playing high school football. He was 17 and sexy. He had the 8-pack abs. He was fucking with the crunches and everything. He's got the 8-pack. He gets thug life on his stomach like Tupac, thinking he's Tupac. It's thug life on the stomach. But he doesn't die. He lives. He gets in a relationship. He gains 30 pounds. Now it just says Haagen-Dazs on it. You know what I'm saying? Worst tattoo I ever seen, I was in D.C. doing a show. Met a bartender. Took her home. Took the bartender home. Everybody's sweating her. I'm like, yeah. Everybody's high-fiving me. I go back to her crib. Getting ready to hit it from the back. Pull down the panties. She got the worst tramp stamp I ever seen. She got Rodney over the ass. Fucking up my whole shit. I'm like, who the fuck is Rodney? Man, fuck Rodney. Fuck that motherfucker. I said, who's Rodney? She goes, oh, don't worry about that. It's my baby dad. Don't worry about that. I'm like, you know what? Fuck him. I said, fuck that. And I came and I wrote Rocco with my cum all over Rodney. Fucking. I felt good about myself after that. They say if you want self-esteem, you got to do esteemable acts. So I was feeling good about myself. Went back to Philly. I was living in Philly at the time. Went back home. 2 days later, there's a knock on the door. Big motherfucker, 6'4". I'm like, yo, what's up, man? I think you're at the wrong house. You're here to deliver a couch or something? He goes, are you Rocco? I'm like, yeah. Who are you? He goes, my name's Rodney. Oh, fuck. Now I got Rodney tattooed on my back and shit. You know what I'm saying? Rodney got all of us, Mom. Rodney got all of us. Grew up in an abusive home, was beat by my father every day growing up. Abusive relationship. I got punched in the face for breakfast. Anybody ever get punched in the face for breakfast? Yeah, got punched in the face. But what I learned at a young age is psychological warfare. Psychological warfare. One time my pop gave me a black eye. You know how I got him back? I got him to stop. I started letting the Jehovah's Witnesses in the house. Anybody ever do that? You let them in? You let them in? Come on in. Marching them in 2 by 2 like the fucking Noah and the Ark. I said, you better think twice before you give me a black eye, you prick. My father was such a dick. Anybody have a dad? My father was such a dick that for Father's Day, I bought him a hat that said "Number 2 Dad." Except he was happy about it. He was, I don't even do shit and I'm 2. Imagine if I applied myself, he said. I got a son too. My son's actually older. My son's 25. He's bigger than yours too. My son's 6'3", 250 pounds. You believe that? I know, I can't believe that came out of my balls. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fucking wizard. A Spartan came out of my nuts. But I don't want to date girls with kids anymore. I'm kind of jaded about the whole kids. I mean, I don't mind kids. It's just the kids are so goddamn entitled with the internet, and they're so spoiled. Like, I can't keep up, right? Last girl I was dating with a kid, right? Last girl I was dating with a kid. The girl goes, "Yo, Rock, can you help me out? Can you take the trash out for me?" "I got you, no problem." There was 2 bags of trash, so I told her son. I said, "Yo, my man, why don't you grab a bag of trash? I'll grab one. We'll be like a team. We'll help out your moms." You know what he does? He looks at me. He goes, "Man, you can't tell me what to do. You ain't my real stepdad." "Man, how many dads you got, motherfucker?" Then he hands me a hat that says "Number 3 Dad." I said, "Oh, shit, I guess I'm not applying myself." Oh. Love black people, comfortable around black people. My son got baptized in a Southern Baptist black church in Petersburg, Virginia. Shit was crazy. You couldn't prepare for this. I grew up Catholic, okay? You ever go to a Catholic baptism? It's like a cup of water. You sing some really bad songs. They drink a little, you're saved, and that's it. You go home. You're out. You're watching the games. There was no YouTube back then. This is in 92. There was no YouTube. I couldn't prepare. Nobody gave me the memo. I didn't know what I was walking into. I walk into this church at 11 o'clock in the afternoon. I felt like I just walked into a fucking Trey Songz concert. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? They charged me $20 to get in. I'm like, it's my son getting baptized. Like, we don't care. It's going to be 30 if you don't shut up. I gave him the 20, walked in. They had the bass guitar player of Earth, Wind, and Fire in this motherfucker. The band was hot, but no cup of water. No cup of water. They had an Olympic-sized pool in this motherfucker, man. I'm like, look, I'm from Philly. The black people, I don't know, they don't swim. What the fuck is he's going to drown? He's half black. He's going to half drown in this motherfucker, right? And they're singing shit like, Jesus, 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 Jesus. They took my son's whole body and they put him in the water. I'm like, no, drown my soul. Jesus, 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 Jesus. My son goes in the water out of fatherly instinct. I jumped in the fucking water too. The priest starts dunking my son in the water. Jesus, Jesus. He dunks me in the water. Jesus. He held me in there a little too long under the water, by the way. Jesus. I jumped in the water to save my son. And I got saved. I'm Protestant now. Jesus, 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 Jesus. My name's Rocco. That's my time. You guys were great. Thank you. Thanks for your energy.